Hi everyone, it's Stop Motion Turtle Webheads here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps Mr. Fantastic figure. Now before you ask, yes, I know I'm 4 to 5 months late to the Fantastic Four hype, but I have a valid reason. So basically, I live in Canada, and Canada happens to get stuff way later than the US. For some reason, I have no idea why, which means that these Fantastic Four figures, or at least where I live in Ontario, they weren't available for sale until at least August of 2025. This figure just came in the mail, and I ordered him in August 2025, like around the end of August 2025, and it took almost 3 months, but he's finally here. Mr. Fantastic is finally here. Here. Me personally, I liked the movie. Okay, not like, I loved the movie. It was so great. Great. The CGI, the action, everything. Everything. I'd say, me personally though, the main highlight of this film, for me personally, was Johnny. Johnny was honestly the best part of this movie for me. For me. Alright, with all that being said, before we take him out of the packaging, let's take a look at the packaging. Okay, I've said packaging like 3 times already. So, Mr. Fantastic comes in this white window packaging. There's the movie logo right here, and I believe, if I remember correctly, is that this was Hasbro's retro logo. I think. The Marvel Legends sign right up there, Mr. Fantastic right here, and if we tilt to the side, we get a picture of Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I thought Pedro was pretty good as the role of Mr. Fantastic. He obviously wasn't my first pick for him, but I'd say he was pretty great in the movie. And if we tilt to the back, here's like a better image of him, like right here, Mr. Fantastic, with little icons for each member of the Fantastic Four. So, for example, like he's right here. This is his logo, his emblem right here. Stretchy arms. Here's Johnny's. Here's Sue's, and here's Ben's. And if we tilt to the side, it's his name once again, and another picture of him. No, wait, it's the same picture, but it's just his head and neck. Alright, with all that being said, now let's get him out of the package. Alright, now that we have Mr. Fantastic out of the box, I have to say though, he's looking pretty fantastic.
Say that again?
Okay, that's gonna be like the first and last time I use that meme. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's take a look at the figure before we get into the accessories. Like I said, Pedro Pascal was a good Reed Richards. He just wasn't my first choice. I'm not saying he was bad. He was amazing in the movie. I really loved the suits in Fantastic Four First Steps. I know that the white gloves and boots are taken from the John Byrne suits from the 1980s Fantastic Four runs, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, don't forget to correct me in the comments, and also don't forget to like and subscribe to this video for more awesome reviews. I also really love the difference between the four of them in terms of their suits. For example, Reed, he has no white collar on his suit, while everyone else in the movie does. I really like that change. It really, I believe that depending on type of suit, it determines your rank in the team. Like, for example, I think that it's just a theory of mine, but the no white collar signifies the leader, because, Reed is the leader, or Sue is, well, technically Reed and Sue are both the leaders of the Fantastic Four. I don't think there's a definitive leader. I just say it's like the two of them. Now, Now this head sculpt right here, I have to say though, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It looks somewhat similar to Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal. Yeah, that's just all I gotta say. It's pretty good. Good. All right, now to get into articulation. No, wait. Before we get on into articulation, let's measure how tall he is. I don't have a measuring tape, or at least I don't own a measuring tape. So I think I'll just grab something else like this this ruler right here. Here, and if we measure him, I'd say he's somewhere at the at I say he's like 15 and a half inches in height. In height. Which is perfect because, these are like 6-inch figures, Marvel Legends figures, so it's great that they're 15 and a half inches. Alright, now to get into the articulation. The articulation on this figure is pretty good. He can rotate his arm all the way around. His arm can go up about this much. He has some pretty good double elbow joints. He can bend down about this much, and can bend back about this much. He can kick forward about this much. He has double jointed knees, and his legs can go back about this much. Head, it can look up about this much without disconnecting from the ball joint. He can look down about this much, which, to be honest though, is actually pretty good for Marvel Legends. And he has limited side to side motion, but it's fine. And he can also like fully spin around on his waist, just like that, and on the feet, they can they can pivot down about this much, they can pivot up about this much. He they also have an ankle pivot like right here. His legs can rotate about all the way around. Oh, and most importantly of all, can do the splits. So yeah, I'd say articulation for Mr. Fantastic is pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Only thing I'd wish that they change is add a bit more forward crunching, because this is kind of pathetic for Marvel Legends. Then again, it's Then again, it's Hasbro, so I'm not really surprised. Like, how do you allow an action figure to bend back at least this much, but you half-ass it on the front? I have like no idea. Also, sorry for the shitty camera. This camera's like really bad. So is this lighting. This is my first figure review, so I'm sorry for that. Okay, so now that we're done with Mr. Fantastic, okay, not exactly done. I mean, we're done reviewing like the base figure. Now it's time to move on to his accessories. If I can get him to stand. All right. So Mr. Fantastic comes with about 4 accessories. He comes with two pairs of fists. Right here, and they're actually painted. Oh, sorry, I dropped one. And they're actually painted black on the inside of the fist, which I appreciate. Very good on Marvel Legends, on Hasbro's part. Other than that, not really much to say anything about. Right, I forgot to talk about Reed's main set of hands. So he comes with this I have no idea how to describe this type of hand. I'd say It's like to hold something big or something thing, but this is more like this is more like a reaching hand in my opinion. In like my honest opinion, this is like more of a reaching hand. But you want to know what the best part of this figure is, in my personal opinion? The Mr. Fantastic comes with comes with two bendy arm bendy wire elastic arms. I much prefer this over the retro card Mr. Fantastic, where he just came with like stretched out fingers. It wasn't exactly the best use of his powers, but hey, what can you do? So like let's take a look at the arms. So this is the one for his right arm. Well, if since we're looking at the figure right now, it's his left arm to us, but it's actually his right arm. This arm comes with is open is more of an open palm hand, and I noticed well out of the packaging is that this arm has some paint chipping like right around here. I honestly don't mind. I can just paint over it with black paint, but it's kind of noticeable upon inspection. Also, there's a tiny little little smudge right here that I've tried to remove. Other than that, it's pretty fine for what it is. Here we have another elastic arm. This time the fingers are more closed, and luckily I didn't notice any paint issues or paint defects or chipping of any kind. So that's good. But the one problem I have with these is that you can't swap out the arms. You cannot swap the arm, not the arms. I mean the hands. You cannot swap out the hands. If you wanted to to swap out one of the hands with a fist, you can't. You can't. These things are like super glued on. I mean, you could like rip them off, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to break this figure. This figure cost me like 40 bucks, 40 bucks in Canada in Canadian prices. I don't want to risk it. You're probably wondering how on earth do you attach these to Mr. Fantastic? And to be honest, though, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Mr. Fantastic, his regular arms, they can detach just like that. You just they have pins. There's a pin right here on his arms, and there's a hole. Sorry, sorry, it's dark as hell in here. I have really shitty lighting, but there's a hole right here where you can plug in those arms, so you can just plug the arms in that easily, and now boom, now you have a stretchy Mr. Fantastic, and he can get into some really great poses. Posing him is probably the best part about owning this figure. And that officially wraps my review on the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps Mr. Fantastic action figure. I would give him a solid 8, maybe 9 out of 10. 10 for the inclusion of the bendy wire arms, but it's the lack of the lack of accessories besides the arms and the fisted hands, in addition to this very limited torso range and ab crunch, pro- lowers the score down a bit for me. But that does not affect how much I love this figure. This figure is very fantastic.
Say that again?
Okay, I lied. Okay, this is it. This is like gonna be the last time I actually use this meme. I look forward to getting the other members of the Fantastic Four and reviewing them also. Okay, well technically, I already have Johnny Storm, and I already have Johnny Storm and the Human Torch. They came in the mail just last week. Uh, those guys are probably going to be next, and then Invisible Woman, and then the Thing, and then Silver Surfer are going to be after once they come in the mail. All right, that wraps up my review. I really hope you liked today's video. Considering that this is my first action figure review. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. Okay, bye.